Hello everyone, I'm going to be showing you how to beat High Crucible with Peglin. To do so, I think we'll be playing on Crucible 13. Crucible 14 and 15 kind of just kill you in the forest. You do exactly the same thing you do to beat 13 on 14 and 15, you just die more. It's not a whole lot you can do about that. Ideally I want to win, so I'm going to play on 13 instead. Okay, so Unicorn Horn can be quite good, but it's not quite as impactful as these other two relics. An extra crit is great, since of course we start with a dagger, but Vanguard is the best relic in the entire game. So I'll take that instead. Right, first thing we're going to do in these early levels is just farm coins. Why is Vanguard the best relic in the entire game? Well, there's 4 things we need in order to beat Peglin. We need high single target damage, which we do have at the moment with our dagger. We need AoE damage, which we've got a little bit of with the bombs on the board, but that's something we'll need to add to over the course of our run. The third thing is we need a good boss relic. A lot of the power in your builds comes from your boss relic, so if you get a bad one, that's really bad for you. And the final thing we need is some healing / damage mitigation. And Vanguard is one of the best relics in the game in terms of damage mitigation. And if you're mitigating damage, then you don't need healing. That's much. Now let's just try and kill this guy. Got most of the coins. Oh, there's our healing. Right, well, we just take Dr. Beer. Yeah, Vanguard Dr. This is looking pretty good. With Dr. I can take this navigation damage, because I should just be able to heal it up. Now, unfortunately, the other 2 classes don't have access to Dr. which does make them quite a bit more difficult to play on the higher Crucible levels. Especially round draw. Depending on how this video goes, I might make a round draw specific guide. Right, upgrade Doctor straight away so we can just use it as much as possible. I'm going to go for this shop and remove our terrible, which will let us use round guard more as well. I'm going to try and skip to the Doctor here. Could have done without that refresh there. Now we can get a little bit more money here. I do need to go for this bomb, otherwise he's going to get to me. Okay. I actually got enough money for a relic from the shop, so I'm not going to spend any money here. Let's see what we get. Spiral Slayer with Doctor, guaranteed does 2 healing for Pekka, is amazing. Spiral Slayer is pretty good in general. Make sure Dagger does decent damage even if it doesn't crit. Mixel level 1 stones and Terrible guaranteed to crit. So yeah, at the moment we've got lots of defense. Not a whole lot of offense though. So what we're going to try and work towards is upgrading our Daggle to deal with the elites. Probably finding some kind of AoE as well to make the mole a bit easier. And then we're going to pray we get a good boss relic. That wasn't good. Terrible should be able to take this guy out. So we've got more pegs on the board to deal with the higher HP guy. Ice Circle's an option. Can hit them all behind this tree. Let's do it. We've only got 1 crit, so it's not quite as good as it would be in the base game. And with our Dagorb and Ice Circle, looking for crits can be something that would help us out a lot at the moment. That is a source of crits. I don't really want that source of crits though. Let's upgrade our Dagorb. Then it doesn't matter where we go here, so I can try and get a little bit more money. Yeah, a big part of getting better at the game is just knowing what shots to make on what levels. So you saw in that previous level, I deliberately tried to get my orb to bounce to the side, so it just kind of digs into all the bombs. There's various little tricks you can do for each of the levels like that. Gunpowder is nice. Do we get short fuse from this chest? No, we got grubby gloves instead, which is really good. That improves our single target damage. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trash this stone, probably down there. And what that's going to do is it's going to preserve most of the board to make it easier to get a crit for our Dagorb. Whether or not I can actually get this Dagorb crit, I don't know. Probably not. Oh, I got it anyway. Yeah, so the important thing to note about these plants here is that they attack back to front. So if you manage to kill the first plant here within 3 turns, you can save yourself a lot of damage. I'm going to try and open up the refresh here. And then bounce into it. Nice. And Doctor comes in for the big heal. Nice. And we got dagger to finish. So yeah, that is an important skill from High Crucible. Setting up your dagger to give yourself the best chance of hitting a crit is going to be the main way you beat elites in the early game. Got a shop here. I think I will save my money again because I've got 50. Shrewd Scales when I've got Round Guard isn't too bad. Guaranteed crits at low HP. You never really want to be at low HP. And just blocking one hit when I can heal so easily doesn't really matter either. Okay. I think I get an extra refresh here. Do I, or do I just remove an orb? Getting an extra refresh enables more boss relics like Defresh Potion or Consuming Chalice. Or even Glorious Suffering. And since everything else is looking pretty good at the moment, we do want to make sure we get a good boss relic. Okay. So with the Minotaur, the only thing that really matters is getting a big dagger crit. So as I said before, we do want to try and preserve the board as much as possible. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use this eye circle to try and clear out this side here and hit a refresh so that the horns are fully intact to give the crit the best chance of spawning on them, so our dagger can slide down it and do massive damage. And then I might take a second eye circle. Right, yeah, so more refreshes. Hero's Backpack can be good in the early game because you got so many stands. And Refresh Course doesn't do that much. But yeah, I think extra refreshes is by far the best one there. And taking a little bit of damage doesn't matter too much when we've got Doctor. Okay, let's just try and skip to our ice circles as much as possible. Getting a crit here, let's just hit the plant at the back. Can I get that crit? Looks like it. That'll allow me to poison them all. This will kill that plant. And then we can use Vanguard to block the mold's attack. And cycle back to our icicles. There's actually a pretty good chance we kill the tree. I think that's going to be how we deal with them all in this fight. Yeah, so without the tree, the mole's pretty much screwed. Nice crit. Stack up the poison a bit more. Now, because we're on Cruciball 13, we're not going to get a full heal off this fight. So it might be worth trying to pull off the Doctor. There we go. Now we need AoE for the castle, so I'm going to try and upgrade this icicle. Right, none of these are particularly good, unfortunately. I might have to go with the one that's got my power. Just because I've got the Doctor. Sappersack's pretty rough nowadays. It is slightly better now that you've not got a 50-50 for the Super Sapper. But even if like you get the dragon instead, like the dragon's got no bombs on its board, so it's not too helpful. We do have Vanguard though, which is really good against the dragon. So hopefully we'll be alright. If I do get the Super Sapper, I am screwed though. Right, against the blister, I can just cheese it with Vanguard. If I remove some orbs. So even though this route here looks really good, I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go to the shops, remove some orbs, and then get that elite. Yeah, I don't think we've removed an orb yet. So how much is it going to be? Just 75, so we've got enough money. Might try and get 7 gold though, just in case there's a better relic available. Okay, well, that won't happen. Save our money for the remove. Right, now we're looking really good. Because we've got a guaranteed win against the blister. And we've got AoE for the rest of the castle. Give me a nice crit. It's not the nicest crit. That's a nicer crit. Let's see if I can get this red bomb. Nice. Just trying to get as much gold as possible. It's one of the other issues that with Sapasac, you just beat the fights too quickly. Right, I do want to try and do an elite. Never mind. Maybe I'll get a rare relic from this chest. Extra crit's great. Maybe I'll get a rare relic from this chest. More base damage, that makes our Doctor even better. Blind, that can help. And we upgrade our icicle. And we just try and get a little bit more money. Okay, now I mentioned before you can cheese the blister with Vanguard. What does that mean? So the way the blister works is it attacks every 5 turns. So all you have to do is reload every 5 turns, and then the blister can't hurt you. And you reload every 5 turns by making sure you fire 4 orbs every reload. So what we're going to do is we're going to count 4 orbs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the remaining orbs we need to discard, right? So we need 3 discards. The first round's a little bit different, because of course he starts off shooting at you. So we can actually fire, we actually need 2 discards. So I'll discard one of these stones. And then we get shot out. And I'll discard this stone. And then all we have to do here is fire every orb. And we will block the blister shot with Vanguard. Blocked. So again, we count 1, 2, 3, 4. And then because our Doctor was removed, we only need 2 discards. So I'll discard 2 stones. So that's 1 discard. And 2 discards. And then we block the blister with Vanguard. We actually missed, okay. Again, now we're just going to need 2 discards every reload. So I'll do that by discarding stones again. 1 discard. Two discards. This might just kill him, actually. Yeah, easy peasy. Alright, let's see what our boss fight's going to be. Defresh Potion is incredible. I don't think we've quite got enough damage from Molten Mantle. Let's see, if we get the dragon, Molten Mantle's pretty good. But I think we're beating the dragon anyway with Vanguard. If we get the QR code, Molten Mantle falls off a little bit. If we get the Super Sapper, we're pretty dead at the moment. Because we've got Sapper Sack. That might let us beat the Super Sapper. It's between Defresh and Molten Mantle. Obviously I don't want to remove a crit when I've got double Ice Circle with Agorb. And Curse Mask is just not very good. I think our main problem actually is going to be Slenderlin. And Defresh Potion isn't very good against Slenderlin. Molten Mantle is slightly better though. Okay, we've got the QR code. I think the best boss for us, since we picked up Molten Mantle, probably would have been the dragon. But the QR code's definitely second best. Yeah, Enhanced Gunpowder is going to help a lot with hitting coins. Oh wow, that's terrible. I'm probably going to kill this guy here, annoyingly. I'd quite like to get the Doctor buff. Alright, the question is, can I beat the QR code without any more rare relics? I would like more relics, to be fair. Let's not die to the elite. That should be good, right? Okay, this guy. We're gonna struggle, but we've got blind, so I think we'll work out in the end. Nice. Right. Do I want to upgrade my doctor? Probably not. I think it just. Ooh. That's the best relic in the game. I will take one of those, thank you very much. I will also remove a stone. I will also get a chest with short fuse in it. Architecture. Yep, thank you. Ideally, I want to go through as few fights as possible, purely because the sapper only fight is a fight, and that is harder than most of the mini bosses. It shouldn't be too bad because we've got sapper sack, but I still want to avoid it. Okay, I'm gonna focus on getting my doctor buff. I don't think I need to upgrade anything at the moment. Overwhammer. It could be nice. I think I've got enough healing that I don't really need Puppet. I want to go right here, but I haven't made a good path for myself. There we go. Crabby hand. I mean, decoy orbs are right against the runes. Yeah, this is the fight I was afraid of. Amazing. Well, hopefully Sapasac can make it a little bit easier. Hopefully this will kill both of them. Not quite. This will at least poison everyone. Oh, right, decoy up. That's not good. Please kill him. Try and get a bit of healing. Alright, nice. Keep going. That fight, just by itself, is a reason to take Sapasac. Okay. Should I get my diagonal going? I think it's probably not a bad idea. I might end up upgrading my Doctor. No, Elite Fight there. Okay, removing an extra orb, that's amazing. More gold for my Molten Mantle. Oh, it's Slenderlin. Okay, let's just try and set up some bombs then. Hopefully the poison will sort him out. Don't even get a good crit here. What I want to do is try and set off all those bombs like that. And then heal it all up with the Doctor. Nice, nice. And then if we time this well, we can run guard him as well. In fact, I should be able to run guard all of his shots. See, I think we got him. As I was saying, Grand Guard, best relic in the game. I also said that about Popping Corn, to be fair. They're both the best relic in the game. Right, nice. Do I upgrade my Doctor? I think I upgrade my Doctor and my Stone. If I've got enough money. Yeah, I do. A powder collector? It is a risky move. I think it's going to work out though. Because every time a bomb goes off, it does enhance gunpowder, which activates Popping Corn. So that is a lot of healing. If I die here, I will be sad though. Maybe I don't use my Doctor yet. I'll try and go for a crit. That was really bad. That was somehow even worse. Give me a good crit for my dagger, please. Okay, none of those crits are good for my dagger. Unless if I hit a bomb. There we go. That's a bit better. Can't get those bombs. So in this fight you want to try and kill one of the red cubes first. Because you see, after I killed that red cube, all three of them started shooting at me. Here I want to heal. How many bombs can I detonate? Oh, I'm probably going to heal to full, right? So like 20. So is there an easy lit bomb I can shoot? Not really. Though I think if I fire it in here and hit the refresh, that should set some bombs. It is annoying that I didn't set any bombs with that. Right, let's just go for our ice circle. Apply a bit of blind. We should be okay now since the runes aren't scaling. And I am. Just reload as much as possible for shrewd scales. In fact, that should be a good hit there. If I can get it. See, I've basically healed the full. Just gonna try and discard as much as possible. Oh, that's not good. Am I dead? I think the runes is definitely dead. I think I might be dead too, though. Oh, not quite. Yeah, all skill. Okay, so what was important about this run? Round guard, incredibly important. You saw it gave us a free win against the blister. You saw it gave us a free win against Slenderlin. It really helped out against the runes in the end as well. And it just saved us damage throughout the run. Spiral Slayer, making our Doctor heal for extra, was amazing. Enhanced Gunpowder didn't do too much for most of the run, but it did come in clutch at the end there. Grubby Loves was some great single target damage. Shrewd Scales, it probably didn't do that much, but it was some nice scaling. Extra refreshes allowed us to have taken Defresh Potion, even though we didn't go for it, and Consuming Chalice I think was offered as well. Sapasac, generally not the best option, but when you've got a Doctor, you can consider it, because it did work out here. Extra crits, all these three orbs depend quite a lot on crits, so that was helpful. Again, just +1 damage for the Doctor. That didn't do anything. Molten Mantle I don't think did a whole lot this run. It might have been better to have Defresh Potion instead of it, because that would have been a lot more healing from Popping Corn, which did do a whole lot. Ambidextrary, another one of the best relics in the game, especially when combined with Vanguard. You want to be picking this up whenever you can. Overwhelmer didn't really do anything. Decob didn't really do anything. Power Collector is really strong if you get it early on, and I think it did help us win this run. It was a little bit dangerous with Sapasac, but it's fine. We could have survived one extra bomb at the end there, while we were on like 9 HP. And yeah, if we just have a look at our orbs, we've got our high single target damage with Dag Orb. We've got our AoE damage with Ice Circle. And we've got our healing with Doctor. And having Doctor enabled us to use Sapsack as a boss relic. And it also enabled us to use Molten Metal as a boss relic. So if you see a Doctor, definitely go for it. Unfortunately, all within a round draw can't get Doctor. So this guide isn't particularly helpful for them, but yeah, I might make another one for them. Anyway, I hope that's helpful.